I'm going to make 1 gallon of strawberry wine. So, to make 1 gallon of strawberry wine, 1 gallon, you're going to need 3 pounds of strawberries. This is a 2-pound package. This is a 2-pound package. So I'll take this package and half of this one. I'm going to wash the berries, strain them, cut them up, and then I will add my ingredients from there. So I'm going to take the strawberries, take the stems out of them, cut them up. Do that to all of them. Then I will blend them up. Okay, I just looked online, and with granulated sugar, 2 cups equals 1 pound. So I have my berries here, which are all cut up now. I'm going to throw them in here. Oh, took the top off this thing. Okay. Throw them in here. Now I'll make 1 gallon of wine. I know, all those berries for 1 gallon of wine, amazing, amazing. All right, and I'm going to add 4 cups of sugar, which is 2 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what I'm going to do now with this, I'm going to put some water in there, fill it to the top, and then I will bring it to a boil, and then I will put it all in the blender and blend it up and make a mash, and then I will let it set and get cool. I've never made strawberry wine before, but this is basically your recipe for everything. If you got 4 pounds of fruit, you use 2 pounds of sugar. And yes, I think that's 4 pounds of berries. So, there it is. I'll put it on high, bring it to a boil, and see what happens. Okay. The strawberries are boiling right now, so I'm going to turn them off. Turn them off. Smell wonderful. Turn them off. And little by little, I'm going to stick them in my blender and blend them up. And here's my blender. And get this. So let's cup by cup. Come on. It is hot, so that's all I need to do. Pour it in a big bowl. Do the next batch. Perfect. Okay. Now, to this, my mash here. I'm going to add the rest of the water here. Strawberry juice. And there is our start of our strawberry wine, a gallon. I'm going to use a gallon jug, a milk jug, so you don't have to buy any equipment. I just sterilize this with a little bit of Clorox and water, switch it around and clean it out. I'm going to try to do it on just so you don't have to do any equipment, no special equipment to make wine. See if we can do that without anything from the store except for the yeast. You have to get the special yeast. So we're going to try it just natural. Oh, natural. Alrighty. So now I'm going to set this aside, and when that gets down to 90 degrees, which will be tonight, by the end of the day, I will add my yeast to it. But right now, before I do anything, I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice. Just a little bit of lime juice, probably a teaspoon of lime. some pectin. Pectin. Okay? Okay, I'm going to add some pectin. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. Okay? Stir it in. Here we go. Very nice. That's it. Okay, my strawberry puree stuff here is warm, so I'm going to put it in my Home Depot bucket, which I washed out. I don't need to put it in such a big bucket, but it's easier that way. I'm going to put this in here now, and then I'm going to get my yeast and my yeast helper and put it in there. I've got some water here, probably about a half a cup. I'm going to put it in the microwave for 25 seconds to get it. No, probably a minute. I'll put it in a minute. I'm using half a packet. I'm not going to use the whole packet. I'm going to use a half a packet of my yeast. Okay, I'm putting a half a packet of Red Star yeast in the water. I don't need any more than that. I'll save that for the next batch that I use. Stir the yeast up. I think it cooled down too much. It's out taking a swim. Okay. And some yeast nutrient. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of yeast nutrient per gallon. So I'm going to put 1 teaspoon. That's a tablespoon. We don't want that. We want a teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon of yeast nutrient in the bucket. There we go. Okay, yeast is dissolved. Pour it in the bucket. Here we go. I'll set this, put this aside, and I'm going to put a plastic top over it, and plastic saran wrap over the top of it, and then I'm going to let it sit there and for 3. Okay, my strawberry wine now has been fermenting for 3 days. Pretty mucky down there. See how mucky? Oh yeah. So now I'm going to strain it and then put it into milk jugs. So I'll take it from here, the bucket here, put it in a bag, my straining bag. Right here, my straining bag. Strain it out, and then pour it into the milk jugs. Okay. So, take a cup, take some of the sludge off the top, into here. Oops, don't spill it. Okay. Okay, let me strain this. What you do is you take this and you throw this in the garbage, not down your sink. Put the bowl here. I'll put it in see the sludge? Those are the strawberries. The strawberries, that's the strawberry pulp. And I wash my bag out in my sink. Then I'll get some more of the liquid out of the bucket and put it in the bag to strain it. And strain this. It's actually warm because and I empty this sludge out from here. Put it in here because this is the pulp. All those strawberries we had. This is the remains of the pulp. I'm going to take this, siphon it into my clean gallon jug. This. And pour the rest of it in here. Okay, I'm going to pour some water into here to top it off. Not quite enough. Let me get some more water. I'm going to use tap water. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to assume that my tap water is pretty good and doesn't have a lot of bacteria in it. And I'll top it off just to right about to there. Okay, now, you have to put something on the top of it so that the yeast can work and the air escape. Now you can use an airlock from the store or you can use a latex glove. I'm going to put the latex glove, probably the middle finger because it's got the biggest one, right over the top just like that. And I'm going to put an elastic around it. This is so that the air, carbon dioxide, can escape and no bacteria can get in. Now, of course, right now, nothing happening. But when this starts filling up with air, this is going to fill up with air in about an hour. When the yeast starts working, I'll put a pinprick hole in the top, like a pin, so that the air can escape. The carbon dioxide can escape. And that's my homemade wine.